good. This little icebreaker.
Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we start again. Small problem, but we start again. Will Chope is my guest. Happy to have you here. Like I said, it's a pleasure because I'm always looking people who are on this level like you. You experience I can say top on my list. It's the top to be on the highest, the biggest league on the federation on the world. And I really want to listen your story because it's very interesting. We met before on the BJJ workshop, which is funny because you are not super fan of the grand game, but you want to improve every part. I see also you really active on your preparation, and you are really active now on the calisthenic, right?
Yeah. It's been like a new hobby of mine. Like,
I see. Like, and you use the support and everything, and it's also like show me like the way how to do it because I always struggle like, oh yeah, I cannot do it, but you do it really, really step by step, and I think your whole life and your career is just to be active and be as much useful for yourself and for other people because you are also inspiration for other people, not on US, also in Thailand. So welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Like I made it in the UFC when this is way back in 2014. 10 years ago, and I was 23 years old, but I only had the one fight against Max Holloway. I lost, and then shortly after I got cut and kicked out of the UFC. And we can talk about that too as well. But just because I was in the UFC, I still wanted to make a living fighting, and that was the big reason why I've stayed in Asia for so long. And fight everything: boxing, Muay Thai, K1, Lethwei, bare knuckle. I'll fight any style just so I can make a living fighting. And if you're not in the big leagues, then you got to be very, very active. If you want to make a living fighting, you got to fight. I know. So it's like it's not science. You just got to do it, right? But people here in Thailand, if you fight Muay Thai, it's very common to only get paid a couple $100 fighting Muay Thai. And I always tell people in the States, and they think, oh, that's crazy. Why would he fight for $200? But I'm like, wait a minute. In Thailand, your rent is $200 a month, roughly. You can even find it as cheap as $100. It depends.
My place is $250.
Yeah.
This place. Crazy.
So which is nuts compared for the West. But in the West, if you make $1,000 fighting, and most people's rent in America or splitting rent or whatever, roughly about $1,000, or especially if they're sharing with people or something. And if they fight for $1,000, they don't think it's crazy, but they think fighting for $200 is crazy. But I'm like, different cost of living, guys. So you have to just understand, I don't know.
Especially on the beginning, this is important, because it's part of your passion. So you need to keep grinding, to reach the level when you basically can survive. So how was your journey on the beginning?
Yeah, so I came here in 2010. I've been all over Asia, but mostly in Thailand. My wife is here, and I got kids here. But I've been all over Southeast Asia and lived all over. But I came to Thailand in 2010, made my pro debut that year, fought Muay Thai, fought MMA, and I had a little bit of savings from my time when I was in the Air Force, and that when I got out, and I had a little bit of money in my pocket, and I came here. And then, but that money went out really fast, especially when I was 19 years old, first time to Thailand. You kind of go crazy. You're on tourist mode, party mode, and the money went away real fast. But once my money went away, I was like, how am I going to make money? How am I going to make a living? Because I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to go back to America. And so I was like, okay, I got to live like a Thai, do it the Thai way. Like, I see these Thai fighters fighting almost every week. I was like, these guys aren't superhuman. These guys ain't magical or spiritual or whatever. I was like, they bleed red just like me and you, So I was like, I'll just do what they're doing. I'll fight every week, every 2 weeks, whatever it is. I'll fight. And the good thing about it, I was open-minded. I'd fight Muay Thai, K1 in China. I said bare knuckle MMA. Like any rule set, I was down to fight. And so I became kind of known as that, the guy who takes any fight, last-minute fights. Different weight classes. I fought as low as 66 kilos at featherweight, back especially when I fought Max Holloway. But I fought as high as heavyweight, and I'm only like a 77 kilo guy. So, but I don't care. I was just like, I'm gonna make a living. I'd rather do this than go back home. And I have no education, so I'm gonna go back home and work in a factory, or I'm gonna live in Thailand and try to live the fight life. And the fight life has been a 14-year journey, so it's been fun, man.
Yeah. Even Max Holloway, you said you are a very difficult fighter. and on the Joe Rogan podcast, right? Like, I watched this. Like, basically, I watched his podcast multiple times because I like the stories, and like I like his the way of being a real guy, and then don't be like bullshit like many people just to try and be like reach the fame, just to fighting with other people, beefs and everything. So and he said, like, because you are so tall and you are so skinny, and your reach is crazy. So he said, like, he punched me for anywhere, like this was the guy, Will Chope, yeah, I remember.
That fight haunted me for a long time because we had a really good first round, and then it was like towards the 30 seconds of the end of the first round, he started finding his timing, and he connected, and he hit me with a nice spinning back kick, and he kind of stole the first round. I was winning the first round up until the last 30 seconds, and then like I remember I went out to the second round, and I panicked. I was like, I got to take him down. I got to clinch with him. I was like, I kind of panicked, and he was very calm, collective, and it was weird. Like every single time I hit him, he became more aggressive and like more crazy. And I was like a video game. Every single time he hit me, my health dropped, But every single time I hit him, he was going up like this. And I was like, oh, this is the difference between that high level experience. I was brand new to the UFC. He already had like 6 fights in the UFC.
And after Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah, I fought him directly after he lost a decision to Conor. I think he was the only featherweight that actually lost a decision to Conor McGregor too. Because Conor knocked out all the featherweights. Yeah. So,
it was crazy.
This is my one claim to fame.
Yeah, but it was your 5 minutes, and I think it's bring, like you just start anyway. Like people thinking, like of course the careers have quite like a short time in general, but we have many fighters right now who are like 42. That Glover, I think he got the belt when he was 42. I think
you see a lot of the heavier weight class fighters that end up fighting until their 40s. It's more common. It's not too common for the lighter weight classes
because of the weight.
I don't know.
Weight cutting.
I think it's. I personally think it's weight cutting. Like I like back in the day, I could make featherweight. I could fight to 66, and I walk around about 77, which is 170 pounds. And I could make 66. 5, 6, 7 years ago, but now it's impossible. Like I just can't do it. And I've had so many fights now and cut weight like every month for literally like 5, 6 years straight. And I never got burned out fighting. I still love fighting. I still fight as much as I can, but I got burned out from those extreme weight cuts, and I refused. Like now, I'd rather fight heavier guys now than cut that weight.
So yeah, it can be the reason, I think, because someone say to me, I was before manager of one of the who was European champion of boxing. He fought with Andrew Golota. You remember the guy, Andrew Golota? He also Polish guy who also fight with Mike Tyson.
Oh, okay.
It's like back to 90s. Was a huge guy from Poland. He really was good, but his head was, I think, too much sparring session and too much fighting.
Boxing,
also on the boxing, you just get hit on the head. So it's the amount of the strike what you have. It's too much. So I think it's there can be risk. Now you do boxing, right?
I do. I mean, I'm not a main boxer. Like I'll do bare knuckle and I'll do boxing and Muay Thai. I do all that for extra money. MMA is like my love. I love MMA because I feel like it's the most freestyle fighting. But I do. It's hard to find MMA fights after you've been in the UFC. Like I'm 42 wins and 21 losses in MMA, and it's really hard to get matchups in Southeast Asia. But I always get offers for bare knuckle. I always get offers for like Muay Thai or boxing or last minute. And so when I can't find MMA fights, then I'll take other fights to stay busy. So yeah.
Yeah.
But boxing's hard. It's a different game. It's a totally different game than MMA. I always get frustrated. Like yesterday, I had the boxing match for the ABF title. I lost, but I kept on getting close to him, and then the referee kept yelling at me about how my head was low. He's telling me, "Keep your head up."
Yeah,
saying
I saw
that
because
because
I didn't understand in the beginning. Like basically, he was on the corner and you just trying to smash him, and the amount of the like you do it on the amount like you won on these things. Yeah. But I think it's I don't know his block.
He was definitely a cleaner boxer, like a much more pure boxer. But like the referee kept yelling at me. I put my head down and I put my head in his chest, and I would kind of make it ugly. I made it ugly because I'm an MMA fighter. I'm not a pure boxer. But yeah, I tried. But then in the 6th round, like he really turned it up. And then he started picking it up, and I was like, yeah, fuck this. There's no way I'm going to win a decision. And it's, I'm fighting a Thai guy, fighting for his title, and like he really started picking up the punches. So at the end of the 6th round, I was like, yeah, I can't win this fight.
What was the size of the boxing gloves?
10-ounce gloves.
10s.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's like in an average, right?
Mm.
But it was very hard to, I think, knock him down, because you hit him, so many times.
But
like,
man, he like rolled with the punches quite well, and he blocked a lot of them. So I was like, I couldn't land any like clean shots, but he kept landing a clean jab. He hit me with his jab, fuck, busted my lip and my forehead.
But I was sparring sometimes, but he looks fresh.
Yeah.
So like, oh my god, like I was wondering like how he can, how he looks today, like, maybe I think like that's why you stop. I was like, oh, I have a podcast tomorrow, so I don't want to fight anymore.
Well, like I mean, it's just extra money, and like I said, MMA, I'll fight to the death, but boxing, Muay Thai, like if I and now that I have so many fights and I'm older, it's weird. When I was young, I always wanted to fight to the death. Didn't matter what the rule set was. But now that I'm older, I have enough experience. Like I know within the first like couple rounds if I can win or not. Mm-hmm. And if I can't win, I'm like, I'm not gonna take all that extra damage. Like, I'm not gonna just be a Bob Sapp and quit, like or take a dive. But I'll try to put on a show a little bit. But if I can't win, I can't win. Like so. And once you have enough fights, you have enough experience, and you'll. It's kind of a bad thing about having so many fights. Is like I know my limitations, and it sometimes maybe it holds me back now because like I know it was better when I was young and naive and stupid and I didn't know my limitations and then I just went for it. I mean, people will probably say but then that's how you get CT. So I don't know.
And the same time, I think many fighters. They don't do much sparring. Like there's less like Max Holloway. I think he don't spar anymore, and I think it's also about that being exposed to the injuries.
I rarely spar these days. If I spar with only people I know, guys who I'm friends, like guys who are not trying to like knock me out. And that's actually a hard thing about a lot of people don't know about training here in Thailand. A lot of these different tourist gyms like Tiger Muay Thai, Fairtex, Bang Tao Gym in Phuket, and you get these huge gyms with foreigners, and they're from everywhere around the world, and guys that are only here for a week or a month, and when it's a sparring day at the gym, like you don't know any of these guys. These guys aren't your brothers. These guys aren't your real teammates. They're just like your temporary teammates. And these guys, I've seen some crazy wars in Phuket.
Yeah.
These Russians going at it, and I'm like, man, this is more dangerous than like my real fights, And I'm not going to spar with strangers. I'm going to spar with like real teammates and friends. And
they do it also for fun, Thai people trying also like to push them and everything because they they just have some fun, And I also train. I trained before in the Lamai Muay Thai in Samui, and like very very popular. I think the Jonathan, the one from the one championship.
Haggerty.
Yeah. He also trained there. And also, like, many people come, like, heavier than me, but, we spar, even, like, they said soft sparring and everything.
But the ego,
they don't get it.
Everybody's ego gets at it a little bit. I mean, it's fine if you're not like a pro fighter. Man, I've had guys like back in the day, a long time when I was at Phuket Top Team, and I'd be like, guys, I'm fighting next week. I know, like we're sparring, clinching. Like, can we take it easy? And like they'll take it easy for the first 30 seconds, but as soon as I land like one jab, boom, they're trying to get me back, and I'm just like, guys, I'm fighting next week, guys. Like, chill, like. I'm not trying to get hurt. Like, I'll get a fight. I'll do it there. I don't need to do it here.
Yeah.
So, I rarely spar these days, too. I'm like, after you have 143 fights, I'm like, I know how to fight. I don't need to. I don't need to test myself.
Yeah, especially now. Like, when you need to, like, save your energy and the body, basically, just to keep going, even to, like, work out. Like, it's good to, like, come back. Don't have 1-2 months break and they still keep going with the workout, like be active and everything. Because many people just to have a break for months and then later recover and everything. And it's, how old are you? 32?
I'm 33 now.
33.
I turned 34 next month. So I'm getting there, man. I'm getting old. It's funny, when I came to Thailand, I was 19. I was the youngest guy everywhere, and then now I'm the oldest guy at most gyms. I was like, fuck this. How did the world change? Time flies, man.
So you need to be the heavyweight to fight longer.
I always say, man, if I can gain weight, I'm just such a skinny fuck. But if I wish I could gain weight properly, because I've always been skinny my whole life, and sometimes I hate it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be big and jacked like those other guys, you know.
Yeah, to take some testosterone, like
Get on the TRT
and go, and then you go like like the BJJ people. There's no limit.
Yeah, there's
nothing.
no limitations. So,
There's no tested. Yeah.
I don't even get mad because I've known so many guys who take it here in Thailand, and it's just like it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I used to get mad when I was younger. I'd be like, I know I like guys who I'd fight, and especially if I lost and I knew he was juicing, I'd get like, but I'm like, they don't test us, so is it really cheating if they don't test?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I mean, like for me, I just use for energy, like and like really microdose. So it depends, for what reason, right? And I think there's many controversy about this one in general. The steroids and everything.
Yeah.
Like people think like, oh yes, steroids
Makes
just
you
make
crazy.
you bigger. Bigger. You'll be more aggressive and everything. Always horny. Your dick will be always hard. No problem. Your boobs grow because of estrogen and everything. Like it's all about how much you use.
But I don't. I always think like when I hit my 40s, I think TRT is a very good thing to take. I think if you do things the correct
and the
way.
growth hormone can be good. I think it's two. Like what most people recommend is the testosterone and the growth hormone. Yeah, growth hormone is more expensive. I think it's like like depends on how much people take, but in general like testosterones because now it's like a lot of food and what in general like how
they say people in the West, our testosterone levels in the last 100 years have dropped so low.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I just wanted to be average. I want to be what the average testosterone of what the guy was in the 1920s.
Yeah.
I was like, why is that so bad? Is that bad if I want to take TRT to be that guy? Not yet. I'm gonna wait till I'm 40 though. But when I'm 40, I'm fucking juicing for sure.
Yeah. But maybe like you, there's some people like who are because they're natural. They're also part of some division and everything. And I think like in the one championship, there's I think one championship they have tests, right? Not exactly.
There's a big controversy when I called out one championship online, and I called them out because they said they were working with not USADA, WADA,
Okay.
with the WADA testing, which is the World Anti-Doping Agency, and I called them out. That I was like, I know I've cornered many guys in one championship, and I know they don't test for steroids, and then they're advertising and telling the whole world they test for steroids. This was already like 5-6 years ago, but so maybe they are now. I'll say maybe.
I forgot to check basically because I just remember like Mike Musumeci, like he talked about like he'll be fighting with the Rutolo, and like I think on September, and then they said there are two natural, no steroids and everything people, and they'll be about fighting. So I think maybe they don't take it.
5 or 6 years ago, they announced the whole world they're working with WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, and no steroids, and one championship's 100% clean. And I was like, that's total bullshit. I just cornered a guy last month, and there's no test, there's no anything. So and I knew it was bullshit, but nowadays they might, and I think when they do shows in America, they have to because the one championship doesn't control it. It's the third party, like the commission controls it. But the problem is, and a lot of people don't know, there's not many commissions in Asia.
Yeah.
Here in Thailand, we have the Sports Authority of Thailand, but they don't test the athletes.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's up to one championship to do it themselves, to regulate themselves. But if you're an organization, you're not going to regulate yourself.
Yeah.
You might tell the whole world you're regulating, but you might not.
Yeah. The only good things about the one championship is they have the hydration test. So the cutting weight.
I agree with this. Yeah. And I like what they've done for Muay Thai. I think what they've done for Muay Thai is amazing. I don't view one championship as an MMA show. I view them as the best Muay Thai show in the world.
Yeah.
Because they are. They're like, and now it's a chance now. All those Muay Thai fighters that were making like $3,000 Lumpini champions back in the day, Rajadam champions making 300,000 baht, and they're a champion. They're a world champion. You're only making 100,000 baht to fight, but now they're making $50,000.
Okay.
$50,000. They're making $1 million baht, $2 million baht to fight now, and that was totally unheard of 5 years ago. And so, like, I really do like what they've done for Muay Thai and how much money they put into the sport, and that a lot of fighters are able to make real livings now.
It's absolutely like I saw the story that inspired me as well about the Chatri, and it was the comparing with the I see your face, but I'm saying from the story vision, you
Yeah,
know, he make it, right? He
Yeah.
make it happen. He's the one who basically, you know, create, you know, let's say company and everything. So the vision was, like you said, you know, this, you know, what they do for you, Muay Thai and everything.
Yeah, with it,
So even for this, I think
I
it's
just
like
don't
a
like when they
big
compare
respect.
themselves to like the UFC or even the PFL or Bellator. It's like, yeah, you guys are not better than Bellator or PFL or UFC as far as MMA is concerned.
Mhm.
Yes, you're exciting. Yes, you do some cool stuff. And for Muay Thai, with especially Muay Thai with MMA gloves, it's amazing. It's awesome. Everybody
Yeah.
loves that. So just
Yeah.
like be that. You guys are better than Glory.
Mhm.
You guys are better than what K1 used to be. Like you're better than that now. And that's cool. Like I think everybody, like nobody would disagree with that nowadays.
But I think the one who compare it was the, you know, like the media, what they take it and they compare
It's also
the
too like
numbers and
Chattery
everything.
will talk shit about Dana White
Yeah.
or like what no like it's like and then he'll talk about how Western people talk shit. But I'm like, aren't you actually talking
And
shit?
chat,
So-
let's check the will be podcast on possible, because I see the schedule list of the Joe Rogan, but it's unofficial. But possible will be Chatri on the Joe Rogan.
they've been talking about that for a few years. I would like to see that
Yeah.
because everybody knows Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo are close friends, and Chatry and Evolve, his gym in Singapore, they brought Eddie Bravo to be a special guest and VIP, and they brought him to the gym to do a seminar and stuff. And so when Eddie Bravo went back to America and told Joe, "One championship is amazing,"
Yeah.
because they gave him the VIP treatment, then. So maybe it will happen, you know. And
Because
all
it's I think in general when there are even the competitors and everything, everything get benefits from this, because if people like, you know, everyone trying to be better, grow and everything, it's helpful for the all sport, because later more people know about, you know, let's say Muay Thai and everything, and people say like, oh, there's UFC and everything, because it's like in general the sport growing.
Oh
you
no,
know?
no, it's good for that. Like,
Yeah.
I agree. I just got history with Chatry.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I see this. What's the story?
Yeah. Oh man, I don't want any more beef. But yeah, it was so bad. People can like look up some of the articles, but like they literally sent a lawsuit to me like for defamation, and that because after when I talked about the WADA and the doping agency and stuff, like UFC or one championship threatened to sue me. Fuck, I had Chatry blowing up my emails and messaging me and stuff and talking shit and commenting on my posts. Like it was really big. This was like way back in 2018, but
Okay.
yeah. It's happened a couple times. Me and Chatry's butt headed a few times over the years. I'm just a small fish, though. I'm very,
Yeah.
very small, you know. So I'm
Yeah,
just a
but
nobody.
it's, you know, like I'm super open also about the exposing truth, you know, because it's also, you know, important. Like, you know, it's all about to, you know, freedom of speech, you know, to be able to, you know, talk about, you know, different things. You know, there are also company depends of the, you know, fans and everything, and you
Yeah.
are the one who can have your own
Like,
opinion.
I think what one championship does for kickboxing and Muay Thai is great. Because if you're a Muay Thai and kickboxer, back in the day, everybody wanted to fight for K1 in Japan. And that was the pinnacle. But now, where are you going to fight? K1's kind of like nothing anymore.
Glory.
I mean, they're going to come back. Yeah, now it's Glory. But even Glory, you want to fight. If you're a kickboxing champion, where do you want to fight? You either want to fight Glory or one championship. And I think, in my opinion, I will give credit to one championship that I think one championship is bigger and better than Glory now. Now, at least. But as far as MMA, it's like you don't want to be a one championship fighter for the rest of your life. If you're an MMA fighter, you want to be a UFC fighter.
How about Mighty Mouse?
But
he
made it to the top of the UFC.
Yes.
And then now he can
Yes.
come to the one and he can get
But
it.
I think it's you know, people also respect this and value, you know, having him there, you know, the fight what he have with the, what was his name, with the two fights what we have, or three.
But he cleaned out the division in UFC.
Yeah.
And then he came over here, and it's not like he got super challenged. It was cool that he did the little thing with Rod Tang and did all that. So it was cool. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
That was cool. That was cool fight. Yeah.
But who's gonna beat Mighty Mouse? Nobody.
Yeah. There's nobody. Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Who's even the number one contender in that division? Nobody. Like nobody's
Yeah.
even close to his level. Like if Mighty Mouse is here, like the next guy might be here. Like the second ranking guy might
But
be
who
at
was
this
the
level.
one who he fought the 3 times? When he lose with him on the one championship.
Was it the Brazilian?
Yeah, the Brazilian.
Adriano Moraes?
Yeah, John Moraes.
Yeah.
Well, it was an amazing fight, and
Yeah.
it was beautiful fight. I think there was second or it was 3, I think, fight, right?
Yeah.
And when
But they've done that in the bantamweight division too. They had Bibiano Fernandez and they had Kevin Bellinon, which is a Filipino guy, and they fought like fucking 4 times. It's like, is there no other fighters that you guys are not putting other guys in?
Yeah,
I know the fight's
mixed.
amazing,
It's
but
super mixed. You know, even I had a podcast before with Denis Puric when he fought with the Rotang, and
the
Bosnian, the Bosnian menace. And also we talk like, because he also believed like maybe he can get another chance with the Rotang. Also about the excited fight, he was really pushing and everything, was super entertained, so the possibility is high. Like you said, it's mixing, there's not much you need to like Mike Musumeci even on the grappling. You need to go up division, there's not much choice.
It's great. Actually, the Bosnian, he wins one more big fight, then it's like, he fights Rotang again. Boom, done.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen in the UFC. You got to win like 5 fights in a row or 3 fights in a row.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right.
Yeah, but it's growing.
I don't want to talk shit.
It's growing, so it's a lot of possibilities, when people can come and I think about even promotion, like new names, there's few new names and they're like fresh, of course they're young and everything, but I think they have a big chance to be the like future superstar. And I think it's also about the the promotion, what people not do usually. Like even I met last time with a guy from Poland also, and I tried to podcast. He's like quite shy because of the English and everything. But I said it's important to promote yourself, to be everywhere, and many people like just I'm just fighter, like you need to do both, because
I hate fighters that say that. And there's a lot of like even Muay Thai and MMA fighters that are Iranian and even like Southeast Asian, other Southeast Asians. They're like, I'm just a fighter, head down, and like no, you gotta Facebook, you gotta Instagram, you gotta if you can YouTube, if you can talk, like you gotta learn, like.
Yeah, absolutely. Like even it's not about English. You see the Alex Pereira, who's like how you said it, like a rock face, like he not.
But he comes out with the
the
decoration,
style,
the face
paint. Style, he was what he say always, like Shama, right? Shama, and like even few things like this. He make the jokes, everything.
Yeah.
And it's he have a brand, even if you don't know English, he have a brand. But many people who know English, they don't do it, much about this one,
Especially, I get upset at like guys with less than 5 fights. I'm like, even if you do get a manager, you have less than 5 fights. You're not like a super valuable person that he's gonna go way out of his way to help you find fights. So you gotta be able to market yourself and do things on your own, because you can't just rely on other people all the time. But a lot of fighters rely on their gym or rely on some manager, and like they're not actually like dedicated to helping you as much as you think they are. Like, sometimes you got to do it on your own. You know? So, I don't know.
I mean, it's also definitely the part like like I believe you need to have someone, right? But I also know not many people really are helpful or just take over something and they're waiting for the big names and maybe money, so they actually don't know much about marketing.
I mean, human nature. Like we look at after our self-interest. I'm gonna help me.
Yeah.
You're gonna help you.
Yeah.
So like, what is a manager gonna do? He's gonna help himself, and if he's making 10% off of fighters, which fighter is going to make him the biggest 10%? Is it the guy with 3 fights, or is it going to be some guy who he signed for 20 fights or 10 fights or 50? You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I've been self-managed my entire career. The only time I ever had to sign a management agency is when I fought in the UFC.
Okay.
And it was funny. The guy I signed with, which was Sucker Punch Management, those fuckers managed Max Holloway as well. So
really?
So my first fight in the UFC was Sucker Punch versus Sucker Punch fighter. And I was like, how does this work out? I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then after the UFC, that left a really bad taste in my mouth with management. I was like, I'm never going to sign a management contract ever again. And I've only gotten my own fights ever.
But you signed at the time for 3 fights. Because I see the on the topology was the 2 fights was cancelled after, right?
So I was supposed to fight Diego Brandao next. And it was funny, I went to Brazil, we weighed in, and had the face off with Diego Brandao, made weight, and then that night, that was when this journalist Jeremy Botter released an article about me getting kicked out of the Air Force back in 2009. Granted, the fight was this was in 2014 when the article got released. And they talked about when I got kicked out of the Air Force in 2009. And then, boom, the UFC, when that article came out, and there was a bunch of bad media. And the way the journalist wrote the article, is they made it seem like it was about domestic violence. Like me and my ex-wife, like got cheated on, and we had fights and problems. And anyways, but when that happened in 2009, I was 18 years old, married, got a divorce, got out of the Air Force, moved to Thailand when I was 19, became a fighter. 23 years old, I got signed to the UFC, got in the UFC, fought Max Holloway, lost. Was going to have my second UFC fight against Diego Brandao. We weighed in. And then, the journalist, I guess from Reddit, some person on Reddit that was in the Air Force, they talked about me getting a bad conduct discharge from the Air Force. And it went viral. And but the problem was the journalist made it seem like it happened last week. Not that it happened 5 years ago. And then it was like the UFC fucking cut me immediately. And there was the day before the fight. I remember I woke up the morning of the fight, didn't even know I was cut. And then my manager called my hotel room and he's like, hey, fight's canceled. UFC said, don't go to the show. You'll get your show fee. So they still paid my show money, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
But then I was done, and then I got cut. And then Diego Brandao, his very next fight, he went and fought Conor McGregor next. And I was like, fuck, I was like right there, If I could have won and beat, if that didn't happen, I fought Diego Brandao won. Maybe I could have fought Conor McGregor.
Nobody know.
Yeah, I know.
But the point also, like you see, like we have a situation like Joe Jones. Also, a lot of things with the cases and everything. Yeah. We have a Dana White, who slapped his wife,
Yeah.
And
look, I apologize. Even after this stuff happened, me and my ex-wife, because we have a daughter together. Like we took I remember this was in 2014. Me and my ex-wife, we took our daughter to Disneyland together. Talked. We even did a podcast interview with. We answered a bunch of questions together after I got cut from the UFC. And we kind of set the record straight. I remember I had thousands of hate messages on Twitter. Mm-hmm. People called me like a woman beater and a piece of shit. And then after the podcast with me and my ex-wife, we were sitting side by side talking about it. I had like people on Twitter who first sent a hate message, then they apologized. Oh, I didn't know the whole story. I thought this was just happened. I didn't know it was 5-6 years ago.
And it's very hard to clean yourself because people read the
they read the headline. They don't actually read the whole article. So.
And nobody read when they're trying to fix and they're apologize or show the story.
Yeah.
Like some even media, like they have a budget for when they fucked up something, someone make the case against them, so they just have a money prepared just to sorry, it's the money.
Yeah.
But they get the views, they get the fame, they get everything from the main one.
I remember
from
when
the
me
fake.
getting cut from the UFC, that was like the biggest story in MMA for that week in 2014. That was like one of the biggest stories for that 1 week. I was like, but then it was funny after the week, and I got cut, and I got another fight, and then it all just washed away. And it was like.
Yeah,
everybody has short memories.
You start.
And I just started. Yeah, I kept fighting.
Amazing.
Fought in Taiwan, fought in Singapore.
Yeah,
I was like, all right,
you didn't cry. Yeah.
I was just like, this doesn't change anything. I'm still gonna live my life. I was like, all right. Sucks I can't go to the UFC anymore.
But how they can make decision so quickly and without any.
It's just bad publicity. UFC is a big company, and I actually also think because the Air Force. I don't know if you know too much in America how much they love the U.S. military. In America, they love the military so much. Yeah. And because I got a bad conduct discharge from the Air Force, I think it was more because of that, not so much the domestic violence. It was more the bad conduct discharge.
Yeah, can be.
Because the Air Force has sponsored UFC events. The Marine Corps has sponsored UFC events. Mm-hmm. So I think that was like
it can
I think that I don't know if that played a factor. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't.
Because it can be like a government part,
I never got a full answer. I did talk to Sean Shelby after. He's like, one thing he told me, this was a month after I got cut. He's like, I'm not saying you're going to be out of the UFC forever, but he's like, but right now there's nothing we can do. Like it's already done, Because after the whole story came out, me and my ex-wife did the podcast and we talked about everything. Then everybody was like, oh fuck, they cut, this kind of fucked up. This just, but it is what it is.
But it's, it's nice story. First of all, you don't give up. You still, move next fight and everything. You just, you didn't cry much. And I mean, for sure, it's this this
it's a cool story.
Yeah,
It's 10 years ago now.
absolutely, yeah.
Now it's like 10 years ago. So it's like, fuck.
But the 5 years
UFC
ago, and the 5 years before was the situation. This is the most fucked up things.
So the audience knows, like 2014, I was in the UFC. 2009 is when I got a bad conduct discharge from the Air Force, and when that whole thing happened with my ex-wife. So it was like, 5 years. It's a big thing, you know. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I swallowed the black pill. Fuck it.
Yeah, but it's a cool story. But I think many people have the situation when they lose some opportunity, some connections, some business, some money, and everything. And it's all about how you can handle this. Many people give up. Like do it. Like even Volkanovski. When he I think before was with the Islam Makhachev when they have a first fight, he just picked up the fight because he started drinking and he cannot handle himself, and he said. Like I need to do something. He got good offer with the Islam, and he said he'd save his life about getting out from from being drunk every day. And the second fight was basically the same, So he just get the fight again, short notice, and because it's allowed him to basically survive,
Yeah.
So many people even on the winning mode on this level like have a lot of trauma and the
I'm
problems.
not gonna lie. I totally thought about quitting fighting. But then I had those thoughts for about a couple weeks, and then I got offered a fight with the same promotion that I made my pro debut in Taiwan. They offered me a fight. They're like, because I love that promoter. The promoter's like, Will, we love you. No matter what, you always got a home in Taiwan. And then I was like, all right, fuck that. So I thought about quitting fighing for about a week, and then I got an offer. I was like, oh no. The mission hasn't changed. I'm still gonna fight. Like it does suck that I can't go to the UFC, but
you have
there's other shows.
We have amazing winning streak. Like it was like 11.
When I fought Max Holloway, I had 14 fights I won in a row. Then I lost to Max, and then I was gonna fight Diego Brandao, and then I got cut, and then I got out of the UFC, and then so I was on a 14 fight win streak. Then with the loss to Max Holloway, which is not a bad loss.
Yeah.
History,
yeah. Because he also lose with the Conor. If he lose with you, like it would be, Yeah. But then after you, he was.
That was when he went on his crazy win streak.
Yes.
I was the first fight of. His
after Conor,
crazy win streak, and he went. I think, he might have won 11 or more in a row.
Yeah.
And won the belt and won everything.
Yeah.
So I was the first fight of his crazy win streak. Because actually, I found out that when I fought Max, I think he was 3-3 in the UFC at the time. He had 6 UFC fights, but he's 3-3. And they're saying if he loses to me, he's done. Mm-hmm. But he won, and then he turned his whole life around. So his story is totally inspired me.
It was in Singapore, right? That was one of the first.
That was the first UFC Singapore.
So it was perfect for you. Like you that time you've been in Thailand already.
Yeah,
right?
I was in Thailand. I flew over to Singapore, and
So it was also the reason why they take you there, or because you are quite close.
Because I was already in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Almost my entire career has been in Asia.
Yeah, so maybe they also think can bring some fans and everything.
Yeah, and even the gym Juggernaut Fight Club in Singapore, I trained at that gym for a month before the fight, and I was in Singapore. And then after I got out of the UFC and all that stuff, I ended up working and living in Singapore for almost a year. Mm-hmm. So it all kind of, it all worked out. It all worked out actually. Turned out to more of an adventure, to be honest.
You were the same age like Max Holloway, basically. I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we were the same age. Actually, Max Holloway's a half year younger than me, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a little bit younger, which is but it was funny. We're both 23, but he already had 6 fights in UFC, which is crazy. He was one of the youngest successful.
And you started at the same time, Yeah. And you already quite the winning streak before and everything was impressed. I see you also fought with the Polish guy on the bare knuckle, Szymkowiak, I think, something like this.
Simon Szynkowicz.
Yeah, Szynkowicz. Yeah. Also check him. Yeah, he's quite active. He's still active,
he's 42 years old. And actually, he's a light heavyweight. We fought at 93 kilos. I was I tried to gain weight. I was 89 or 90 kilos when I fought him, and he was he was 93. So I was 199 pounds. He was 205. I was underweight. I tried to gain weight for that fight. I took that fight super last minute. But that guy's he's a great guy too. Actually, yeah. He lives in Norway too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you said, before you said about the bare knuckle, it's quite difficult, right? I mean
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if you guys can see on the camera, but all these scars that have happened. I've had 143 fights, but almost, I would say 90% of these scars on my face are all from the last couple years from bare knuckle fights. They're not from MMA or Muay Thai.
Yeah.
It's all from, man, a fucking jab like opened my nose up,
Yeah.
and it's crazy, man. Like, it's so easy to get cut. It's so easy to take. Oh, sorry. It's so easy to get cut. It's so easy to take damage. Like one jab can completely change the game in bare knuckles. So it's a brutal sport, and I'm not the best boxer. if yesterday didn't prove that already.
But you won with the Polish guy. You won.
That fight I won. But I mean, I've won a couple bare knuckle boxing fights, but I haven't. I've won a few pro boxing fights, but it's just like it's not my main. It's not my forte.
But you know, it's a show mostly. You know, that's really. I see in Poland we have also like some league and everything. Oh, the people are tough there. They're tough. You know, they're like monsters there. You know.
Yeah, you guys got bare knuckle MMA in Poland too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Votor,
Yeah.
I've been trying.
He fought also Votor.
I wanted to ask them to try to get them. I want to fight for them. That's the only thing I haven't done. I've done, like I said, Lethwei, bare knuckle. I've done Pro Sanda in China, which is like a kickboxing with throws.
Mm-hmm.
I've done everything, but I haven't done bare knuckle MMA yet, and I want to do that.
Bare knuckle MMA?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
That's the last thing on my bucket list that I need to fight. You know. So.
How about Muay Boran?
Oh, I mean, I fought in Thai fight. When I fought Thai fight, I fought with.
Okay.
Not Muay Boran, but we fought
because they have a headshot. I mean, you can use your head also in the.
Oh no, that's Lethwei, the Myanmar boxing. Yeah, I fought that already.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, not Muay Boran, but
with the white.
They have like the weird wraps, whatever. But in Thai fight, we fought under those rules. It's basically Muay Thai, but it's just with the almost bare knuckle, well, or hand wraps instead of gloves, you know.
Yeah. So, it's also rough, you know.
Yeah.
What is more, you know, like more danger for your hand?
Well, as long as your hand's wrapped and your knuckles at least covered, I'm okay with it. But pure bare knuckle boxing, you can wrap your wrist and your hand, but your knuckles can't have anything on it. And that, like, I've broken my hand twice, both from bare knuckle fights. And it's fucking crazy. Yeah.
So what's happened now in your career? I mean, you just fought yesterday, basically.
Yeah. Actually, I have a fight in Malaysia next month. I'm fighting MMA.
Yeah, you told me about this one.
I'll be fighting Chris Fishgold, which is a UFC veteran in MMA. They're paying pretty decent money. What's funny is, like, I talk about, I don't have an education, but I just recently enrolled in Rankamang University here in Bangkok, so I'm going to college. 33 years old. I'm a freshman, you know.
Nice.
so I've been thinking about, I was like, maybe I should get my degree as a nice little backup plan, just in case when I'm like 38, 39, I can always at the very least, be an English teacher when I can't fight anymore. Because I'm at the mentality where I'm going to keep fighting until I can't fight anymore. But I am realistic to know that, like, when I'm 40, 42, like, I'm probably not going to have as many opportunities to fight. So I still need to make a living. I still want to live out here in Asia. So I was like, I probably should get my degree so I can at the very least, teach English. You know? So,
I mean, it's not that necessary. I think, like, many people, like, you know, they teach English, like, you know, online and everything, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if I want to do like the legit way and get my work visa and do it the right way and just have less stress, because I actually, what's funny is when I lived in Taiwan way back in 2011, I was like 20 years old, and I taught English with a fake degree, and I did it all. And I was a substitute. I've done it, but because I was doing it the, like, not legit way, I was doing it on a tourist visa, and I was just trying to hustle, because at that time in my life and my career, I wasn't making enough money from fighting, so I had to do something else to make money. But now that I'm older and, like, I'm like, as long as I have a real degree and have everything, then it's like you get a real work visa, and that saves a lot of, you know, how visa is like a lot of stress, you know. So
I know. Everyone know. I think it's like it's super hard to avoid this, you know. But it's always the price, you know, to stay. I mean,
there's always ways
country.
Around it, and I can always I could cheat about it or use fake degrees or do something else, but I was like. Actually, Rankamang University, it's a 3-year program to get my bachelor degree. It's the largest university here in Thailand. It's so cheap. I don't know how much it costs to go to college in Poland, but in America, it's outrageous. Yeah, everybody has to take student loans. It's so expensive. That's why I never went to college, because it was just like, I'm not going to take a $80,000 or $100,000 US dollar loan to go to college, like, and pay that off for the rest of my life, you know?
But it's only for the college, or it's also connect with all the cost of staying?
No,
and
that's
everything?
like your state tuition. Even I did a video on my YouTube
Uh-huh.
comparing Florida State University, because I'm from Florida,
Mm-hmm.
to Rankaming University. My Rankaming University, the one I'm in now, for my 3-year bachelor program, the entire cost is $7,500 US. The total cost for a bachelor degree for a 4-year program, you're going to end up spending about $60,000 US just for your education and book costs and your dorm and all that in Florida. So I was like, I mean, compare. It's just like I could pay $7,000 or I can pay 60. I'm going to pay 7 over here.
Yeah.
So I was,
I mean, you can still have like even my daughter, when she want to like go to high school, on the like private high school, the differences can be crazy, you know. Like I see some school like million baht a year also, you know.
oh yeah, I mean my kids as well. Like so there's international program,
Yeah.
which is outrageous, insanely expensive, and then you have a bunch of different levels and different types
Yeah.
of private schools, and then you have the government school. The government schools are not too good. Like actually, they're
Yeah.
it's like 40 kids, one teacher, no air condition. Like it's not like I don't want my kids going to that kind of school. But the private schools here are quite reasonable, and they're not too expensive. But the international school, where all the rich people go,
Yeah.
and the half kids.
Okay,
and
so it's
other-
like a private and international. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so my kid also go to the private, which is also like I think 50,000 baht per year, which is okay. And
Which is
the-
okay,
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
yeah, but if you're gonna go to international, it's almost double, triple that.
Yeah.
There's some international schools in Bangkok for kids, middle school kids, elementary kids,
Yes.
and parents are paying 1 million baht per year.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, 1 million baht, that's like $20,000 US
Yeah.
for a year for their tuition. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't understand, but whatever.
I think
Like,
it's
oh,
more
for
about
for
you
their
know
future, for their. But I'm like, come
Yeah.
on, it's
like what else you can learn, you know, like what
Yeah.
else you can learn, you know,
Like,
like what kind of
I'm like,
skills you can get.
for an elementary and middle school kid. Like if you, okay, reading comprehensions, like thinking for yourself, like what are they teaching that's so much more? I just can't value. I don't think what they're teaching in international school is worth that much than what they're teaching in private school. I'm gonna pay half or way less than half at a private school for my kids or than the international program. So
Yeah, I mean it's always the choice, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone have a choice. So you know, if you are,
I'm just talking shit because I'm not rich, but if
yeah, but it's still,
Maybe-
you know, like
maybe.
because you know some people just do use the money just to like, okay, I just pay the money so my kids will be on the good hand, right?
Yeah.
In other case, you know, it means like you still, you know, education and about you know who's your kid and everything depends on you. So you cannot just use the money and they say like, yeah, you are have a best school. It's basically still about you, what you teach your kids, like you know,
Yeah,
about
of
even
course.
like you know, being a human being, being nice, being kind and everything.
yeah, that's the parents' job for
Yeah,
sure. It's not
yeah.
the school's job to teach them how to be a nice
yeah,
kid.
yeah. But you know, like many, you know, parents depends of the school, and they will say, "Oh, you're supposed to be do it this one, do it this one," but it's still up to you. Like there's no amount of the money what can teach you, you know, your kids, you know, being a good person, you know.
So, but even if I always say, even if I did have all that extra money, I just can't see myself in my head justifying paying. Like, I'm gonna pay more for my kids' middle school tuition than what I pay to go to college here. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, but like you said, maybe it's about the, you know, if you have more money,
Yeah,
then you know,
maybe,
then you
maybe.
can there will be perspective, you know. Like I also like I always say like, oh, I don't want to buy any car here, you know. And I always rent cars. You know, like if I was happy because I change the cars like every few months, and then finally like I supposed to be rent again another car, and like they increased the price and everything because high season, so I checked the prices and I bought like Mercedes-Benz like 1995 like old school S-Class, you know, and I pay 100,000 baht. For the car, which is cost like, you know, in Europe, like in the same US, like from $15,000 plus, and here it's somehow 100,000 baht, and I was like really like surprised, like what, like you know, like you can have the old school, and I love this car because like you have a like before the car was so expensive, you know, and it's so great, and still like classic already, right? And you have this for cheap car, which is like LPG, so the gas is super cheap and everything. And I feel like you know I have a smile on my face every time when I go inside, and like you know I don't want the like new car because it's like not the same feelings, you know.
Yeah.
Like you see the Mercedes everywhere, the new one, like. And now in Thailand, I don't know if you see this, but they can change the, let's say, Mercedes from 2010 to looks like 2024. Just they changed all the body kit, you know, the lamps and everything, and they even inside for like $500,000 they changed your car completely, you know. And yeah, it looks exactly like the car for 40 years old. The Thailanders are amazing about the cars, you know, like they're really magic.
There you live in all the Japanese that are around this area. Thailand, a lot of the Japanese car factories, they build a lot of the car parts here in Thailand for the Honda, for Mitsubishi, for Nissan. They build them here at the factories here, so it's quite cool actually. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that about Thailand.
Yeah, and many people don't know about the sriracha. You know, I always say like why I'm staying here, and like I like it because it's still like a local, but still like, you know, there's foreigners, but from Japan, right? You go to place here and like shop, you know, haircut, bar and everything, and they, you know, welcome you, arigato, you know, like, what the hell, you know, like. And
when I sent my wife the location of where the studio is, she was like, "Oh, is this guy Japanese?" I'm like, "No, he's a Polish guy." She's like, "No, that's a Japanese area." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. He told me."
Yeah, I like, and it's like this one is students area, so like, you know, many people are like super open, they speak English, you know, and I feel good here, you know, especially, you know, because you have a choice, like you stay in Bangkok, right?
Yeah.
Like Bangkok is like everything, you know, I think the reason why you travel a lot because you want to go nature, you know, so you have a reason to go somewhere.
Yeah, we live on the border, like right next to Suvarnabhumi Airport, which is Bangkok, but it's also Samut Prakan. But yeah, my wife works in Bangkok, and it's just super convenient. My university's in Bangkok, so it's just very, very convenient.
And you have a skyline there. I think I saw you also ran on the skyline.
Yeah, right next to the airport. There's like a beautiful place. You got
I do road
park.
biking there. I do road biking. It's amazing. Yeah, around the airport, right?
Yeah,
it's around the airport.
It's half marathon, 21 kilometers around the whole airport. I haven't ran it yet, but I've ran the other track. So
you didn't run 21?
I've ran 20 kilometers, but I haven't ran the track around the airport.
Okay.
Because that's technically the bicycle track. So I was like, I'm not going to go on the bicycle track to run. I go to the other smaller track.
Okay.
The calisthenic area over there. But Bangkok though, the parks, that's the next to the airport, but the Lumpini Park, some of the public parks here and the calisthenics, and bro, they're so nice. Like so much nicer compared to I don't know. I know Europe has pretty good public parks and places for calisthenics.
We have this one, the Sriracha, have one of the best. Like I was also surprised because I lived before also Sriracha. I mean, I have my people who like run the places. I always come here, and then last time I just joke. It's like, what? I even didn't see the like a government place and everything, and I go inside and it's like, wow, this is like a street workout and everything park. It's really amazing. It's really amazing. I was really surprised.
Yeah, it's awesome. And Thailand's such a high trust society. Like we go to the park, I can leave my bag and I know I can go for my run. Nobody's gonna touch my shit. Like it's such a safe. People are not gonna steal. Like, and like this is like unheard of in America. Like you're gonna keep all your stuff with you. Like people will steal your shit. Like there's no like nice public facilities like this. Like unless you go to like a really really big city. But where I was at and where I grew up in Florida, I never had the stuff like I see here in Bangkok. It's unbelievable, or in Thailand in general. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm also like I travel time to time. Like even around the Asia, and like it's always when I go somewhere, it's proved me that Thailand is the best place on many different ways. I'm super open because I'm not like I'm Thailand because hot girls and everything. Like there's not even. I mean, weather, yes, absolutely. I will love the weather. Like for me, the raining season, hot season doesn't matter. For me, it's great weather all the time.
Yeah.
For me, it's summer. All the time.
All the time. Yeah.
If it's rain, it's like 10 minutes or like night or something like this. This is what people see.
Even on rainy days, it's not raining all day.
Yeah,
it's like half the day is really sunny and the other half the day might be rainy. But the other half of the day, you do your shit then. It's okay.
But the weather forecast show you like rain like whole day. And it's basically not. It's like you said, like 10 minutes, 1 hour or like all night. And you wake up and it's hot again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Thailand. And that's proved me all the time. It's a great place, And we have... we have everything what you need and less problem than anywhere else. This is good spot. How about the fighting? Sport. Like I see your T-shirt. You have your own promotion.
Thailand
Fighting Championship.
Yeah, me and my wife run Thailand Fighting Championship. She has the license with the Sports Authority, and we've done 16 or 17 shows now. We've done I've done shows in Malaysia and Sri Lanka as well. Brought TFC there, and we're gonna have another show this year in November,
Mhm.
and then we're having another show in Sri Lanka in December. So
Oh wow.
I got 2 more shows planned this year. It's actually we only did 2 shows last year, and we're only doing 2 shows this year. So it's been quite a long break. But by the end of this year, November, December, we'll be busy again. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, no, it's been good. I mean, I started my career in Asia and in Thailand, and I wanted to. I also want, like, when I stop fighting, when I'm like 40 years old, I want to be able to still be a part of this industry. And I was like, oh well, how am I going to do that?
So what's the option? Yeah, oh, sorry, we
Yeah.
just started, like,
Oh,
because you can be coach also, right?
Yeah, you can
And-
be. I mean, I can coach, or I can coach, and you can be a manager, or you can be a promoter, or I could be like all 3. So like,
yeah.
so I still want to be like promote, run shows, and do stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been fun. I haven't made a lot of money, but it's still fun. You know, it's just it's fun to do an event together and organize fights and match make and do all that. Like I just have a good time doing it. So yeah.
So you are like, but you coach someone? You have some people.
I used to coach at Bangkok Fight Lab back in the day. This was during COVID, but then I went to Sri Lanka. I've coached in Malaysia a lot. When I lived in Taiwan, when I lived in Singapore, I was always coaching, bouncing around. I bounced around all the time. Back in the day when I was always on tourist visas, but now that I'm in university, I'm mostly just focused on university and my own YouTube and also my own fights. I'm not really coaching,
Yeah.
but I'm always up for it. I still do PTs all the time, so I have PTs I still do. So.
I see on your last fight you have someone on your corner. It's your coach or your friend?
Oh, it's
How
a
do
good
you
friend.
say-
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have your coach also?
Nah.
You already do it by yourself.
I do everything,
everything.
but, my coach is the one in Kalya you met, Major. He's like one of my best friends, but he's also my BJJ coach.
Yeah.
Like, but he's like my best friend too. So yeah, like I just hang out with my homies, and if they're like my good friend, I'm like, hey, are you in town? Do you want to corner me to this weekend? And I'm like, all right. And
Yeah.
he was back in town from. He lives here in Pattaya, but he was in Bangkok, so he's like, oh, I'll corner you. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I also spent like few days with the major on there because we've been on the gun shooting.
Yeah.
The
That was
course.
recently, right?
Yeah, it was
cool,
last month. Yeah, it was great. It was great. So we just basically like 2 other participants, and we spent like 3-4 days together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of exchange info, news, and everything. So
Yeah,
it's a quite nice community. You know, that's why like love the BJJ. And basically after the our meeting on the Koyai, right? Then I attend. I even didn't know what's going on, but someone from my the school what I attend, the gym, they asked me like, hey, you wanna come with some event for the tournament? And it's like I was like, what, like to just watch? It's like no, you can fight. It was on the Siam, Bangkok.
The jiu-jitsu tournament at the end of this month?
Yeah, no, it was last month. I think 2 months.
Okay.
After the Koyai. It was it was on the Siam BKK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I know there's a tournament this month that I'm helping work out that they asked me to be an official at. There's one
there's
the
also
end of
they
this month,
have
yeah.
also they have also I think from the UFC pass also I think this
The
was
ADCC Thailand.
yeah. But this was like a Siam BKK. But I thought it's like something small for the kids, whatever. But I signed for this. I basically just day before I just learned things about the points. I didn't know nothing about this one.
Yeah.
So because I just started was like my first or second month, maybe like few class. And basically I signed gi and no gi. And I won with the gi, and I won
awesome,
the gold
yeah.
medal. I think there's my medal also there,
Oh,
gold
fuck
medal.
yeah. Congrats.
And I didn't know like all the people came from the pump gym and everything, right? So it's like, oh, what are you doing? He's like, I just compete. You signed for this? Like, no. Oh, with the like no limit. This one is like yeah, and I won. And I didn't. The people didn't know like also my experience, and I think this was big part. Because I try to listen to the coach, but they don't speak English much, So I like, what this one? I don't know what you mean. Like I don't, And I fought with the guy who trained like 3 years, 4 years, and then I won with the gold with the guy who trained in the Japan event in US, and like 1 year, and he also do some wrestling. And he said, you do some wrestling because we just wrestle, and I just won like I won like Max Holloway in the like last 5 seconds. I get the like advantage point, but basically on the last 5 seconds, and the guy said, to the other guy said, I think his coach, and he said, you need to do something, and he like pushed on me, but I do it like I taekwondo, take his the body and everything, and put him down, and put him down, and I get 2 points. On the last was 3, 2, 1, and 0, and the 2 points. So I won the gold medal. It's like, exactly, I do it like this, and it was so funny because the guy asked me like, so you wrestle? Like, no, like do MMA or something. Like, bro, I just started like 1 month ago. It's like, no way. So we become friends,
Good,
and
good,
like
good.
we talk. He'll be coming on my podcast also because of a nice story, Like I even like, bro, I just learned the points yesterday from Gambit school from the
Yeah,
also.
that's one thing I have to do a refresher on because I've only done one jiu-jitsu tournament in my life, and I need to relearn like the point system again. I was like advantage, Pascal. Like
Yeah.
I know some of them. I know the gist of it,
still, yeah.
but I got to go over the book again before I be an official at the next tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, this was, and for me it was like more like the same for you. Like you do it something just to be active, just to keep going and everything. Even for body, like it's super important, on this level, like you're trying to keep your body, healthy. That's what I'm doing. Like I just put myself on like a challenge mode because, it's so much distraction, the phones and everything. So I try like to be active, and I just use the BJJ. Is great because you just go and just smash you for 3-4 hours. Especially my gym. My gym is like class 5 hours, which is crazy. Yeah, I just go 6:30, and they like
They're there all night.
And they say like 9:30, but it's kids. They're kids, and they're like they always train there. They stay there. They cook like family, like a Thai style. They make Isan food and everything. And like okay, you want to eat something, and they're like it's 10 p.m. It's like they still do it, and like, oh my god, I think I need to change this because they smash me. So I don't have energy because I need to break like for 3 days, right? But it's amazing. And I 1 week ago I made also 21 kilometers on the Spartan race.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, with the 30 obstacles. And
that was the one that was recently in Pate, right?
Yeah, exactly,
cool.
exactly. Man, I was
I was talking with my wife because I was like, oh, they have these races. I was like, because I want to enter either a marathon or one of these Spartan races, and I'm trying to convince her to train for one because she comes to train with me all the time. But I was like, we need to get you an event that you can do so you're motivated to train, because she comes and she's like, I don't want to do. So I'm like, no, we got to motivate you. We got to sign up for an event together. So
it's because you have you have a 5 kilometers, you have a 10, 21, and the 20 hours like a hurricane or something like this. And I get also my kid. She was make the 3.2 kilometers.
Is your kid here in Thailand as well?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. So basically, I tried also sign her because she gained weight. I didn't see what she eat on the school. So every time when I'm basically catch her on something, you eat on the night, on this one, because I try see why you gain weight. I'm losing weight, you're gaining weight. Like how, So I try and be like a parent, not always be a friend, to check what's going on. And they see okay, look, you eat from the school 4 times, so that's why, because it's not about controlling, it's about parenting on the way, like you need to be hard, sometimes, and it's like you cannot be friend because it's okay how many kilo you weigh, like man, you like we have with her mother and me have a fucking 6-pack and she's fat, something wrong, something wrong. It's it's about us, not about her, still, we need to take the responsibility.
It's hard because I mean it's easy to motivate like my sons will see that I train, they want to train, and but girls, it's like they don't care if a dad has 6-pack, but like your son will want to have a 6-pack, same their dad, but girls maybe not.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's still about now it's crazy about the beauty, the Blackpink, and all the like the online thing. So I try you wanna be looks like this or you wanna look like this. So I try to sign her for everything possible, like the dance school, like a tennis and everything. So we go a lot.
Good.
But still, it's all about food. That's the part. But how you do it? You're so skinny. I try to because when you go to the 90 kilo, you trying to gain because it's your normal weight.
I mean that was over a year ago now when I fought Shinkovic. It was I was actually just trying to really bulk, and it was lucky that I saw that they needed a last minute replacement, and I was like, hey guys, I'm close. I'm like 88 kilos right now. I was like, I'll take the fight at 93, and I just accepted the fight. It was a 1 week notice fight when I fought that guy in Dubai, and then and then after that, then I tried really hard for 3 months to bulk, lifting all the time, actually weightlifting, which I rarely ever do, but and then after I stop weightlifting, my weight just goes down so fast, and I get skinny again. Just like.
But you do it out of cardio. You run a lot. You're
run a lot.
Active.
Yeah, run and calisthenics. I've been really enjoying running and calisthenics a lot lately. I've been trying to get good at muscle ups.
I tried the muscle. I done this. I done
Yeah.
this before. Now I have some problem also with my shoulder and everything. But I done this. Yeah. Also because it's you see the progress, you know, especially when you try to make the
You have the different bands that can help you.
Yes, and then it's going and you
the
know,
thick
smaller.
one, and then I was using the medium one, and I'm using the light one. So I'm like, I'm making progress, and I'm hoping in the next like couple months I won't need the bands anymore to build muscle.
Because it's like it's required different muscle what you never use. So once you make the movement, you activate the muscle, because you cannot make the weights and everything, because it's different kind of things, you know. Even the movement, you know, it's even not on the muscle mode. It's more about, you know, like also, you know, be flexible and everything. But yeah, it's like a challenge, right? About this one, you know. Yeah, you made already 6-pack long time ago, so now it's like a muscle up. I also always want to make the backflip. And a week ago, I supposed to give a guest who do it like a, you know, like a how we call this, the athletic things, you know, but he didn't come that time. Maybe he come again. So I also wanna learn how to do it, because it's also about
it's mental. It's just I want to learn how to backflip, and I was talking to her. I was thinking about it, but I always end up getting scared, like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Even handstands, like I can handstand a little bit, but being inverted is. It takes a long time to get comfortable.
I learned how to handstand because when I was young, I have a crazy accident. Basically, I have accident on the bicycle. I was 10 years old, but they take me to the hospital and they make mistake with the X-ray picture. They gave me X-ray picture from another dude. So they tried, like, you know, put my like a knee, something like a, you know, part of the knee, but basically my higher part was I have empty bones.
I'm gonna make fun. Is that Polish Medicare?
That was
the
Polish
health system.
It was crazy, and the 2 weeks, you know, I was in the hospital and I crying, and my mother was a gangster, so my mother just take me from hospital and like bullshit everyone, the security and everything. And they take me out of the hospital and they said, you know, like, oh, I think we need to, you know, amputate the leg. You know, and like, because it's like, you know, many things, you know, fucked up and everything, but they take me to another hospital on the, you know, emergency and everything, and because I have empty bones, they don't know how, but I have empty bones inside, right? So some risk, you know, some infection, whatever, and then I go to other hospital and they take my part for the marrow from the right part to left part, but it didn't work also. And the guy who was responsible, like, he go for holiday and they like fucking don't wanna answer call and everything, because he know he can be responsible for like the something. So it was the second doctor when they fucked up. So they, you know, it's like what's going on? And I go to third hospital and basically they use the synthetic marrow and they put inside. So I spent another like few months. So total.
How old were you that?
10 years old. Wow, so it's like more than 1 year on the hospitals, you know, going, you know, back forward, you know, like there was, my leg was 5 centimeters shorter. So, you know, when I was younger, like I just walked like this. So I didn't even know it's a big problem, because it was like you know, oh, you works funny, you looks like model and everything. Oh, thank you. So I didn't realize it can be some problem. Yeah. And basically later I said I'm walk like gay. So that was not so funny. Especially in Poland, you know, but you know, because my spine take over, so that's why, you know, I walk better, but then my spine fucked up, and I was, you know, 5-10 years older.
Muscle imbalances.
And then one day I cannot stand up, and I was like, okay, that's why I also was more motivated to be more active on the, you know, gym, any activity, just to, you know, like to be active. I have like one guy was, you know, I told you, the sportman, the world champion of kickboxing and European champion of boxing. And he also say, like, you know, there's many problems what you can fix, but when you have a, you know, tension of the muscles, so maybe you cannot fix many things, but if you are always constant, you know, on the active mode, you know, your muscle will take over, you know, the spine, you know, the problems and everything. So that's why I take this seriously. It's okay, you know, like, it's important, like, to be always active, no matter what, just trying to do it, like. So that's why, like, you know, like, people say, oh, you know, you lose good because you like gym, and I fucking hate gym. Like, I don't like gym. Like, I just do it because I must do it, you know. It's not about I like it. I just go and I forget about anything. I just do it and I come back, right? So everything what I do, I ice bath. You know, oh, you like ice bath? Like, I hate ice bath. Like, I just do it, you know.
It's routine. It's do it because it's supposed to be good for me.
But because before I make 50 minutes, like a frozen one, you know, and I stir 50 minutes. So when I hear like new information about what is better, just 3 minutes it's okay, you know, and no need to be like, you know, 2 degree, can be like 15 or like 12 to 15. And like, okay, it's better, you know, so I can make like shorter and 3 minutes. You do ice bath?
Nah, fuck that.
You know what? Never?
I like sauna when I'm not cutting weight, but that's
Yeah, I do a lot of sauna also. Like
sauna
three.
when I'm not cutting weight. But if I'm cutting weight, like I could, it's miserable. It's done like 5 minutes, take a break, 5 minutes, take a break. Like
Yeah.
it's the worst.
Yeah. I do like a constant, like 19 minutes sauna, like 90 minutes. I try and do 3 times a week, but it's very hard to do it like 19 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
90.
19, 1
19?
9.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know what's the time. They said 57 minutes a week, so I try and keep like current information when I always change about the, you know, my diet and everything. How's your diet?
Oh, I mean, we usually only like natural food.
Mm.
I try to eat. It's hard in Thailand, although it's better now. Like before, it's hard to get beef, but now we can get beef like quite easy.
Ah, yeah, you told me about the
Used to be-
farm. Yeah, I found this, but I tried to, I think, contact. I forgot. I remember you gave me the contact to
the
the
Chok
farm.
Chai farm
Yeah,
in Kalia.
yeah.
Actually, it's right near that gym. Actually,
Okay.
The Kalia where we stayed. It's only a couple kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I look on this and I don't remember if I sent the message and if I need to check again because
But-
basically I still have a plan to make my, you know, steak business and in Thailand because I want to show like you can eat steak, you can eat healthy, you can eat good.
Yeah, I mean,
with the also local things would be amazing.
yeah. I try to eat like just natural food. Or I eat a lot of Thai food and seafood as well.
Yeah.
But like, because especially in America, like I just read an article that said 75% of food is considered ultra processed foods, like candies, chips, everything's like
Yeah.
super ultra processed, a bunch of chemicals. And so I want to be just as close to natural as possible. I'm not saying 100% organic or
Yeah.
vegan. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I want real meat, real vegetables, real fruits. Like that's mostly what I eat. I try to.
Eggs, I think.
I was
also.
I ate a shit ton of eggs.
Yeah.
It's funny how they say it's like bad for your heart or cholesterol.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, it's not actually. It's fucking great for you. Actually,
Yeah.
I think that's all like. I
The
think
cholesterol absolutely is bullshit. Cholesterol is totally bullshit. And whenever you go to the, you know, your check blood and everything, always the cholesterol.
I feel
it's a bullshit totally.
I
you
feel
know?
like everything they ever told us about like health stuff and like what's healthier, like the food pyramid and stuff, was all lies.
Oh yeah.
And like now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, I just want to eat like as much natural food as possible, and
Yeah.
that's it. But like I was real bad before. I had a really bad sweet tooth. Like I would eat candies and drink sodas all the time. And like the last like 6 months, I've barely drank soda, and it's made a huge difference. That was always like a big thing. I would always drink like 1 or 2 liters of Pepsi like almost every day.
Maybe that's why you're so skinny because you know, like maybe your system. Because I know people like who eat really bad and like how you can be so skinny. But you know, everyone like many people like they drink a lot of cola and they're so skinny. You know.
No,
So
yeah, I used to drink so much, but the last 6 months I've been drinking. The worst thing I drink now is I drink like 3 coffees.
Yeah.
I drink too many coffees per day. But
How
besides
many,
the
how
coffee,
many coffees you drink?
about 3 a day.
Yeah,
actually.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I start drinking more coffee
Yeah,
also.
but besides coffee, mostly I'm just drinking water.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I start drinking water with the salt, Celtic salt, and it's basically so good taste, and it's like you really like I hear like the salt. It's basically good for our body, you know, because even if you go hospital and they give you the you know the things with the like injection for the like recovery and everything,
Yeah.
it's basically water and salt.
Yeah.
You know, like it's nothing different.
Always do you know? Thailand they have Pocari Sweat. Pocari.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pocari. It's just like it's I call it Japanese Gatorade, but it's just salt water actually.
Really?
It's like
But it's sweet.
yeah. I mean, it's sweet. It's like electrolytes
Yeah.
and sodium and it's to replace your sweat. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I drink even now. I have like you know the salt and water, and for me like tastes so good. I feel so good, and I drink like a whole day with something of some even here because you know like everyone like are starving for something like you know just sweet, you know some taste and everything. So I think it's like a quite replacement of everything. People say. You know, like you cannot just leave it something, but you can replace.
I was like me being American. I just eating one. There's eating all the different candies and sweets and just yeah.
How about burgers?
good.
You're
No, not really. I'm not a big burger guy, but I love pizza. And people think that's Italian. I'm like, no, I like American pizza.
okay. I think one of the best or like top 2 because I know one place. But I think they closed. Also in Sriracha, one place in the in Sriracha, and the guy will be also my guest. The name called oh my god, I need to check, but Emporio. And it's very like hidden. Basically, like you go there, you cannot see because they have a lot of Japanese people like from corporation, from the company and everything. So they call me like like 10, 20 people and everything. And I've been last time, and you can order like like the Italy, like the limoncello and everything, the baba bottles and a lot of food and everything. And I think it's the one of the I say number two, but I think
that is a good thing about
one.
Thailand. There's a lot of Italians here who have opened up like real like Italian food places and pizza shops, and like they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny. We come to Thailand, you eat really good Italian pizza. There's because when I lived in Phuket, there was a couple. There had this one pizza restaurant that the pizzas would be huge, and it was an Italian place. So I was like, oh. It's like, oh, it's so ironic. I'm in Thailand eating more authentic Italian food than I ever.
Now I'm thinking now about the pizza. I need to. We can go later. This really one of the best. I can say, like I said, the last time I ate the pizza, but they always close. I don't know why, but it's like every time when I go, it's like always close. So I think the Mamma Mia, like typical, So we can basically visit this place, and I think you can test, and I think it's the best pizza because I always order margarita, so you know if it's good or not.
Yeah.
Because you can always like put everything, you don't know. But if you eat margarita, and margarita is good, like they have like a special margarita with the buffalo cheese. It's also great, yeah. No, it's like it's
Now you're getting hungry.
Yeah, because like I like food, but like even about my diet, like 80% of my diet is beef. Right, like I used to.
Oh yeah, you told me that last time.
Yeah, so like for me, it's like about a practical. People say like, oh, like so much time and everything. Like I just order from Australia, like a Cyprian picanha, and just put the salt, put to the fridge for like whatever, like half hour, 2 hours, or 1 day. And then later I have a high heat oven when it's high heat from the above.
Yeah.
And I have the best steak ever. And it takes like 5 minutes.
Nice.
So I really, really like the idea. And also the price. I buy for like 700, 800 baht for 1 kilo. So you have a great steak, like 220 grams for like cost 120 baht. So it's like a pad krapao price basically, right?
Yeah.
And then you can eat this like every day with the egg and with the raw honey. So then I make only the yellow, and the part, and then I make like with together with, but sometimes with the bread, like the pita bread. So this is like my top, and I want to sell it as a way for like a daily diet for people.
Set up a Grab account or the Grab food account and start.
Yeah, it was my plan. I used to have in Samut Prakan, I used to have a coffee shop with the Polish food. Yeah, so I would say like they call this like a baguette, zapiekanka, this baguette with the cheese, mushrooms, and like salami. So this is like a traditional Polish food. And the point was the COVID time, so it was not that good. I still keeping because I have on my staff and everything. Okay, I will pay them, but my opening was lockdown. So like welcome everyone, and the next day lockdown. So it depends on the Grab, but it's very hard to depends on the Grab. People don't know the food, so people can order if already know what's going on, right? So I try to promote, but it didn't work well at the time, and I moved to Pattaya. So what's your plans for the future, Will?
I just got the fight next month in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Right, like I said, still just studying at Rankaming University, and then hopefully get ready for TFC in November, and then in Sri Lanka in December. So that's it. Just traveling on the weekends, going on these like waterfall trips with my wife, and hopefully I'm gonna enter into a half marathon. I want to run a half marathon.
Yeah, me too. I want to compare like to the Spartan. I think it's the first flat. I want to also do the road bike race because I have a road bike and I try to sell, but nobody want to buy the even similar price when I bought. It's like okay, so I need to use it. I need to use it because I just bought because they don't like expensive because they don't have size for me. Yeah. It's like, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to buy for bicycle for 70,000 baht, But I didn't have a choice because I spent so much time to looking. So I
think my motorbike costed that much, about 70,000.
Yeah. So, but I was angry because I tried to buy cheaper, but they didn't have the size and everything. So it takes me like 2-3 weeks to find, looking everywhere, marketplace, going here, and I was like, oh my god, I spend more money to thinking because I'm losing money when I don't work, right?
Right.
So it's like, oh fuck it, I just buy the bicycle and everything, and I use this a lot. But now I stop also like more like a workout, normally, but I still want to try it. So do you know where's next like a marathon, a half marathon?
We've been looking on Facebook. They have some in Calais. They have
Last time Pattaya. Basically, it was last time Pattaya. Yeah.
Pattaya. And
I was
then,
late also.
we're looking at one in Nan in North Thailand,
Mm-hmm.
NAN, Nan. And they have 20, 40, and also 60, which is 60 kilometers ultra marathon. But Nan is like mountains. It's like up, down, up, down. So I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do 40 or 60. I was like, I'll do 20, but I can't do. I was like, with the
If it's up,
with
down,
the incline,
yeah, it's
I was like,
difficult.
ooh,
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt.
This will be difficult. Yeah. Damn, I also think
But I want to do
40.
it. I want to do 20 first. I've never done a marathon, or I've never even done a half marathon. But I want to. I've done plenty of 5Ks and 10Ks, but
Depends
yeah.
also look at the time. Like the Spartan was basically like it was like 8:30. We finished like around 12 or 1. And only because I think I adjust to heat, you know, so funny to say, but I'm adjust to heat because I'm always run or like, you know, go on the road bike. Always Thai people like look at me like, hey son, you're okay, just brake, you know. It's like no, it's okay. I like basically, right? So I was always like adjust, you know, to the heat, to the sun. But many people didn't make it. I was really surprised. Like I was hot. I was dangerous to be
that's why
honest.
they give you a finisher medal. Like, it's actually a big deal to finish.
Yeah. And I thought, and this is the most amazing. I thought I'm the like last because later I just walk, and I thought everyone is on front of me, like but you didn't realize there's different group, different time, and the different also like a 5, 10, 20 kilometers race. So I was like, oh, I think I'm the like almost last and everything. And I finish and I see my time. It was 3 hours 38. Later I check it's 4 hours to like 6 hours is a good time, and I was 25th from 338 people.
Oh, awesome, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I was 7 from my 63
There's a
people.
big gap between the next guy and you, right?
Yeah,
The guy
I did
behind
it
you.
like, you know, like, So I was 25th from 338 people. So it's great result. I was 6 from the 7 from the 63 my age category.
Oh, good.
So it was like, whoa, it was great, you know. But I was like, you know, 3 days before I need to meet my friend, we drink just a little, and like, oh, my preparation was sucks. Also after BJJ, I have some injuries and everything, you know, I need to recover like a skin infection. So I was like, you know, like, oh my God, I'm getting old, you know, like my recovery, it sucks.
How often you train BJJ here in Johnbury?
Not so much now, not so much. I'm trying to like to do like 2 times a week, you know, especially when it's like, you know, now it's harder for me about the injuries, even about the race. So I got stuck injury, you know, so it's like, I try to be often, but I think I need to choose the time when it's just the sparring or like, you know, just to training, because, you know, when I go there and 3-4 hours,
I
think it's too
I would
much
just
for
show
me.
up. I'm like,
And I didn't realize this. I think it's normal. I thought it's like, wow, you train everyone like a 4 or 5 hours? Like, no, like 1-2 hours. Normal is like how many? 1 hour?
90-minute class.
90 minutes, right?
Yeah, I was like, man, I don't want to train more.
Yeah,
than 2 hours.
and I like have a 2 hours like a, you know, like a sparring, like a preparation, like a pre-workout and everything. And later have a sparring like 9:30 to like 11, right? And then like more people come later, like you know, older people come like to work out. I'm really super like tired, but they come 9:30, just for the, you know, sparring, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, they're fresh, right? I'm ready, like, especially with the gi. We always use gi. Everyone use gi, and there's no aircon. There's fan, so.
I'm super anti-gi here.
So
in
so
Thailand.
that's why I'm not go often, because I always have something or like injuries or like this one. So I try to like be more active daily. And I think make it shorter, you know. I just go for the sparring and everything, and it's tired enough, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to compete for the PJJ?
I'll be an official, but I don't want to compete. I was like, man, I'm super anti-compete, like paying to compete, you know.
I was
like, I want to get paid to fight or compete. I don't want to pay to compete.
My family asks me like, how you get some money? You want something? Like, I know I pay for this. You know?
I did one jiu-jitsu tournament ever in my life in Singapore, and I won. I got a medal. I had 3 matches, and I fucked up my shoulder worse than that jiu-jitsu tournament day than I did from any other fight. You know, I remember I was like, yo, fuck. I was like, nope, never again. I was like, no. But it's funny. But I'm gonna get paid to do a 21 kilometers half marathon. So I say that, but now I'm.
And I signed again on the. October, another one. They even asked me about, do you want to go with Japan with us for the like competition BJJ? It's like, oh my God, like I was like thinking for a while. I was like, no, I will not pay like 20,000-30,000. You know,
it's
just
a lot.
it's
a lot. A lot of the jiu-jitsu community, it's like upper middle class people willing to travel and go around, and it's great if you have all the time and you want to do it, but man,
Yeah.
it's expensive.
And I'm 39, man. I'm 39,
Yeah.
and I start challenging. Like fuck. When it's like I'm late just a little for being the top. But it's a journey about also the possibilities. What you can do and
You
everything.
meet like all kinds of cool people too, so it's definitely worth it. Yeah.
But you want to you still trying to be active, or you have some plans or goals to still trying to be on the level, or there may be some different better federation.
In what regard?
On the for example, because you have a next fight on the Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
At what federation is this?
Oh, this is a new show, a new promotion in Malaysia. But yeah, it's not like it's the very first event.
Because this one was about
But it's a UFC veteran.
boxing belt about some Asians.
This fight that was for the
yeah.
Asia Boxing Federation super middleweight title.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lost that. But actually, I don't know why I got a title fight. It was just because me and him are both the same height, maybe. I don't know. But and I know the promoter, but it was the guy I fought is from the promoter's gym, so.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's quite crazy.
I just want to take any fight that I can. If they're paying me money, I'll take a fight. So.
Yeah.
And I just want to travel. Last year, I fought in Bulgaria. I fought in Vienna. I fought in Japan as well. So yeah, I was just like traveling and doing these events, make a little bit of money, and
they usually pay for tickets or no?
Yeah, pay for plane tickets, pay for your hotel, travel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not paying to.
Yeah.
I'm not paid to compete.
Yeah.
We could go get my ass kicked. Yeah, no way.
Yeah, so it's still good. Yeah. If you get the offer, come back to one championship, you'll go back.
Nah. I've had so many friends fight for one championship. I would fight for one championship if they offered me a non-exclusive contract. Mm-hmm. But the problem, and the only times I've ever had dealings with one championship is that they've offered me exclusive contracts, and I'm not signing exclusive to anybody, because, and my biggest beef with one championship was, I've had many friends and students who have been signed with one, and they fight one time, and they don't get another fight for another year, and they're on the sidelines, and one championship
because they get some contract for only one fight.
But no, they have an exclusive contract for so many fights, maybe 5 fights. Some guys have contracts, 9 fight contracts, and they fight one time per year, and they get put on the sideline. And one championship won't give them permission to fight in other shows. And so I was like, I'm never going to sign an exclusive contract if you're paying me small money, first of all, and UFC, I'll sign exclusive because I'm going to make maybe $20,000 if I win. But these other small shows where I'm only making a few $1,000s, I'm not exclusive.
Yeah.
So. And all these other shows I fought in, like I said, Bulgaria, fighting for BKB in London, BYB in America and in Dubai. These shows are non-exclusive. They let me, they're making me 3 fight contracts, but I can still fight for other organizations, So.
Yeah, and then mostly it's even some limitation about the sponsorship and everything.
Yeah, my freedom's I like my freedom, and if you want my freedom, if you want me exclusive, then that's expensive. Then you need to pay. But if you're not going to pay, then... And I'm okay fighting for these other small shows for less money. That's fine. I might make less money outside of one championship. But in one championship, maybe I'm only promised 3 fights a year. That's not enough. I'm trying to make a living. I only make money fighting. So if I fight one championship 3 times a year, that's not enough money to live.
Yeah.
And it's not guaranteed you're going to make that $50,000 bonus,
Yeah.
And hoping... If I make that bonus, great. But it's not guaranteed, so it's not worth it, and I'm not willing to take the risk. I can fight 10 times a year, I'll make less money, but it's 10 times a year, and I'm staying busy, and I'm making enough money to live. So I'm gonna do that.
And then you are your own manager, right? You don't have
I'm my
anybody.
own manager.
Yeah.
I talk to the promoters directly, so I don't have to worry about anybody paying people 10% or whatever. I don't have to worry about
so
that.
This is like a community with the other federation, because I see there's so many new one coming up, even in the in Thailand, there's also dojo, right? I think with the guy from Phuket, Tommy, I think.
Oh, Full Metal Dojo? You mean John Nutt?
John Nutt?
Yeah, I fought for Full Metal Dojo, Dare, Fight Sports, Fight Circus, the Fight Circus crazy stuff. Yeah, that's a John Nutt. He's a legend. But
you fought with Tommy, right?
Tommy hated me.
Yeah, he also fought in the UFC, I think.
Me and Tommy fought. I lost the decision to Tommy. We fought in Bangkok. That was already wow, many years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. But no, I mean, all these shows in Asia and stuff. I've been in Asia a long time, like 2010. It's almost 15 years, and I lived in Taiwan. I lived in the Philippines, because I'm the welterweight champion of the URCC in the Philippines, which is the largest show in the Philippines. And I have a good relationship with them. So when I have shows, I go to the even I'm their champion. I'm still allowed to fight for other shows. But anytime the URCC wants me, I go fight for the URCC. There's not many shows in Malaysia these days, Singapore as well. But yeah, these different shows in Japan or Korea or whatever, I'll fight anywhere as long as yeah. And I have the contacts with the promoters, so
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't have to worry about it.
So it's like there's also like a community, and the people like trying like
Yeah, and after you've been on many shows and fought all over, you meet guys and you network and you make sure you get their Facebook or their email or something or their card, and then you keep in contact, right? Like obviously, if you go fight for a show but you don't meet anybody, because there's a lot of fighters who do that. They don't speak to anybody. They don't find out the other teams or. I remember when I fought in this place in Guam and I fought in the Philippines, and then I met a promoter from a Korean top team, the owner of Korean top team, Don Jin Ha. He had a lot of fighters who came and fought, and I even fought some of his fighters before. But he had a show called Top FC in South Korea, and I met him and it was cool, and I always talked to him, and then I ended up got a fight on his show.
Nice.
Just like so
it's networking. I think it's all about the people,
exactly.
right? Yeah,
it's just like you got to talk and meet people.
Yeah.
And when you fight on a show and an event, and even if you're scared to talk to people in person, at least find out who they are and at least add them on Facebook or add them on Instagram, and then you can. It's not too hard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I need to be absolutely like you see, like I just signed for the BJJ 3 days event, and I met you. It's networking. I always say like, oh, I want to have some UFC fighter on my podcast. So it's the same. And then to be honest, like that's why I ask you so many questions, because I really want to go inside the world. I'm big fan of the in general martial arts, and I see also like from my side, even of course I'm not like active fighter or anything, but I'm super. My skill is the marketing. My skill is the basically networking as well, and I like the martial arts because it's a things with people go with the passion. You cannot be like a random dude like, oh yeah, let's go to the gym and everything. You need to give your all heart. Doesn't matter which level. You need to be active like every day, right? It's you're like I always say like like you don't know what it's mean top let's say even starting on the UFC and then be on the top. Amount of the workout is basically the same. It's more about Max Holloway said it's sometimes it's about the mental. It's not about people work out the same, people have the same diet, people have the same even the program and everything, and how it works. Like someone is on the top, and someone it's still very can do something and everything.
Gotta be hungry.
Yeah. We have like Tony Ferguson, right?
Yeah.
We're like, oh my god, like it's 8 losses already. Yeah, I think
still a legend, and still everybody's gonna tune in and watch
absolutely.
him fight.
I love this guy. He'll be on the Joe Rogan soon. Yeah, I want also to listen about his. I mean, his amazing story. Have also like some mental issue problems. Some depression and everything. So it's a big thing. And he was quite loyal. Like he said, like you don't want to go in any other federation and everything.
Yeah.
You just want to skip them, and they keep him and everything. And he's still on the great level.
Yeah,
he's still on the great level.
Well, if he was outside the UFC, any other promotion, he probably would be the champ.
Yeah,
so
can be.
Yeah.
Maybe one championship.
Yeah.
Nobody know. I mean, he's quite like 38 or so, 39.
Yeah, but still, even if he still went to a smaller show, he probably would be a champ.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's UFC. That's the show.
We have a fight. Sunday was yesterday was Adesanya with the Dricus. Dricus fought before.
Oh yeah, I saw.
He fought
I saw
in the
the
KSW.
trash talk, the trash talking leading up to it, and then I was just like, oh. And then of course, because all my I have a few friends because I used to live in Phuket. They're all like, Israel used to train at Tiger Muay Thai, and he's been to Phuket a lot and stuff, and so a lot of the guys know him from Phuket. So,
Dricus fought before in the Police Federation, KSW, so he also was the champion there. But he also fought there he was only his lose with the Soldic when the Soldic fought in the one championship, but he have also 2 losses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's quite funny, you know. He did lose here and then he won here, and
Yeah,
it's like
that's-
we have yesterday then Dan Hooker with the Mateusz Gamrot. Gamrot was top 5, and he fought Hooker with his top 12, and the Polish guy lose on the decision, split decision. Was very sad, but was really like hard because he's good friend with the Dustin Poirier, the Polish guy, and they do a lot of grappling, a lot of wrestling and everything. But it was this split decision was really difficult. But yeah, it's the game, with the Polish, like everyone, you have many champs and everything. You follow, right? You follow the UFC.
Yeah, so the big fights.
Big
I
fights,
try to
yeah.
follow. It's so many fights now. It's like it's every week now.
It's
so,
every week.
Yeah, so it's hard for me to keep
Yeah.
up. No, and I also after you fight so many times, you stop paying attention to other fighters. Now I just care about people I know personally or
Yeah.
like my friends of friends. And that's it. If I don't
Yeah.
know, I have a friend on the card or know
Yeah.
somebody personally, then I don't really.
Do you have some friends from UFC?
Volkanovski. I trained with Volkanovski
Oh, nice.
before. Yeah, Volk's the man. He's such a beast. I know Kai Kara, all those guys from Tiger Muay Thai because they were all at Tiger Muay Thai back in the day. Daniel Hooker, Kai Kara France, Israel, Volk, all those
Etienne.
guys. Yeah,
Peter Yan, yeah.
yeah. Peter. Yeah, exactly. Peter,
EZF there, yeah.
yeah.
So you stayed that time on also Phuket, Tiger?
Yeah, I've been in and out of Tiger, Phuket Top Team, all those. I trained at AK back in the day. Even so, Bangtao opened up.
Mm-hmm.
Bangtao is all the guys from the Tiger Muay Thai tryouts from season one and season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then those guys eventually left, and now they have their own gym. And
Oh, nice.
Volkanovski's a partial owner of Bangtao Gym.
Oh, really?
But yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, Volk's partial. I think he owns 50% of Bangtao.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So yeah, but Desanya also to train Bang Tao. When
Yeah,
they got
now,
together,
but they
yeah.
all were at Tiger before.
Yes.
But now the Bangtao, because Bangtao is
Yeah.
just old Tiger. It's just the
Yeah.
old crew that, yeah. So, yeah.
Oh wow! Did you know? That's
Yeah.
good news. Good
Yeah.
news. Good
Yeah.
things for clips. Yeah. Oh yeah, I realized this. Yeah, the Bang Tao. It's quite also like they grow so fast.
Yeah, because what they said was the Tiger Muay Thai did their tryouts and stuff. Every year they did like fighter tryouts and stuff. So the season 1 fighter trials were like George Hickman, the wrestling coach, Kai Kara France, Volkanovski. They're all part of that season 1 tryouts that went super viral on YouTube. And and they all left and started Bangtao. And like I said, Volkanovski's champ and became 50% owner. So of course it was destined to grow that big.
Yeah, and I realized he have always like T-shirt and everything.
Yeah.
With the Bang Tao. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have also friends there who are like quite YouTubers, basically about YouTube. Like I have my good friend, he have a channel, but it's everything in Polish. But he just reached 500,000 followers.
How beautiful.
Yeah, and then he do it. They call this adventure of the fighter, and he travel around the world. He visit like I think 90% of the countries already in a few years.
Oh, wow.
And he do it everything on the phone. He's amazing. Basically, I have a friend who I worked before, and he he make the video, but like trying to the best about the quality, about this, overthinking in comments,
I do everything with my iPhone.
yeah, and he do it everything on the phone. The same. The guy with the 500,000, his name is basically his like nickname. It's like a spider, like in Polish, and it's basically he do it everything on the phone before. Now maybe I don't know if you have a camera right now, but still iPhone, I think, still iPhone, and he do it everything even on the front camera. Before he edit everything by itself, so he'd make the let's say one video 15-20 minutes, almost like never like a cut, edit and everything, and post everything the same day on the evening. So after I travel with him, he makes some videos and everything. I even didn't see when he record. He said, "Oh, I need to upload videos." Like, what video? No, I make the video today, and like I even didn't see. Like fuck. And you post this on the evening, and you come back, and it's done. And like,
some people get the algorithm blesses some people, and they get boosted. And they
he's
get
active,
viral.
and he's active. He also like first he don't care about the comments, opinion, and everything. He just do his things, because if you overthink, it will be always someone who don't like, who complain and everything, right?
Yeah, somebody told me, because I've been posting a lot of calisthenic stuff on my YouTube.
Yeah.
And they're like, you should wait till you're very good at it before you start posting. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I'm like,
I don't think so.
I'm gonna like post my journey. You'll see my real progress. You'll see the real me. Like, this is how I am right now, and I'm gonna slowly get better. And when I become fucking great at it, then okay. But if I'm gonna wait what, 1 year, 2 years till I'm great
Yeah.
at calisthenics. Like
You never opened YouTube, right?
That's stupid. That's stupid. I was like, no, you're a hater. Shut up.
Yeah.
I was like, where's your video? It's just like, man.
No, I
Who
think
are you to
it's-
give me this advice with no video?
You are totally right. Oh, that's the other part, right?
Yeah.
Like people with advice, like they're not the one who wanna.
Always the people who comment on my
sample.
YouTube are guys with no videos, no nothing. They always the ones. The biggest comments are the guys who have nothing. And
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Yeah.
But all right, me and my wife got to get back to Bangkok though.
Yeah.
Fuck,
So
sorry.
one more question about
Oh, yeah, go for
your YouTube channel, because that's
Oh, yeah.
what is supposed to be, talk like tell me more. I mean, I'm watching a lot of your things, also the calisthenics. That's why I like you're showing the journey, because it's a great advice for everybody. Like just do it and document your journey, so
Yeah.
people will know. Like
everybody
like
should. Like even like anybody who's traveling, I think they should post it and stuff, because maybe you'll inspire your family members or friends from high school or something. Like, yeah. Anyway, my YouTube is just Will Chope, or Asia.
Yeah, I'll
Will,
definitely tag you. I'll
Asia
definitely
Will
tag
the
you.
Kill. So yeah.
Yeah. So one more question about everything. Connect with your fighting journey. Connect with your live promotion. Connect with your lifestyle, and even family life, and also with your YouTube and social media things. Can you give some advice for the younger generation? About how to keep going, how to motivate them, how to have the active life like you.
Man, I got kicked out of the military, and I was 19 years old, and I remember I went back to Florida, and after I got out of the military, and I was like, what am I going to be? Am I going to be this guy and let this define me and be a failure? And I remember I saw some video on YouTube, guy kicking ass doing Muay Thai, and I decided to message that guy on Facebook, and he responded back to me. His name was Cyrus Washington, American Muay Thai fighter, he trained at Tiger Muay Thai, and he was like, yeah, you could do it. Anybody can do this. And I was like, oh, okay. And I bought my ticket, and I decided to come over to Thailand and fight. And I always just tell people, it's like Nike, just do it. Just do it. Like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to wonder about it, think about it, fantasize about it, and never do it? Just try. Like, I don't think I'm special. Anybody can do what I've done. And even like my last few fights, I'm on a little bit of a losing streak. I'm not like this great fighter either. I just fight a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what makes me special, is I'm willing to fight a lot, and I don't care what people think. But it doesn't mean I'm like this great, amazing all-star. I'm just brave or willing to do it, So I just tell people to be brave and just try, chase your dreams. I know I don't know how to make it simpler. It's just that simple.
It is simple, but
yeah.
It's people complicate this, and
everybody complicates in their head.
Yeah.
I had nothing. I just had a little bit of money and I came over in a plane ticket. I had a round trip ticket, and I remember and then I was like my ticket to come back to go back to America, and I was like, nah, fuck that, I'm staying. And I just stayed, and I just figured it out.
But also because sometimes round trip ticket was cheaper than
No,
one way. Sometimes.
Sometimes it's the same price in America. So, but I had a round trip ticket when I first came out.
Sometimes they're required, because sometimes they said they're required the back ticket.
I call it funny because Joe Rogan's special is called "Burn the Boats," and what that means is like, for people who don't know, this general in the old days, he would have his army, and they would come and invade, and he would burn the boats, and so his soldiers had no choice to either win the war, because they had no way to run. So I feel like me not taking my return ticket home was like burning the boats.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough money to buy a new ticket. I had to make it work, and I did, because I had no choice.
Yeah.
Same with fighting. Like I had no choice. I was like, I gotta either fight Muay Thai or I don't have food to eat the next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm gonna fight Muay Thai. It's no choice. Burn the boats. Do it. So
That's a great advice. Yeah, it's a good thing. Basically, it's like you can make it like special to do it. This one, like don't have the B plan, right?
Yeah.
So that you can focus more on this one, and you are more hungry and to do it.
I mean, now that I'm 33, I'm about to be 34, and I'm married, I have kids and stuff. Now I'm starting to think about Plan B, because I'm going to be 40.
Mm-hmm.
Like these last 4 years, especially COVID, from 2020 now, it just flew by. So I know, it's going to be 4 more years. I'm going to be 38, and it's not as easy to get fights as it was. Like back in the day, I think in 2011, I fought 22 times in 1 year. That's the most I ever fought in 1 year. And normally I fight at least once a month. But ever since COVID, I only fight like a few times, like once every other month now. Sometimes I fight twice in a month, and then maybe 2-3 months I don't have a fight. but they don't come as often. So I started thinking about Plan B now that I'm older. But while you're young, fuck Plan B.
Yeah.
Like if you're 18, 19, like go after your dream. Like you have all the time in the world. You know, think about your Plan B later once you hit 30, 35. You know, so that would be my advice to all the young people out there. Like chase it now. Like go fuck Plan B, Plan A only. You know. So I don't know.
Yeah. Man. That was amazing, and I think I will leave everyone with this one because it's a great advice. Everyone, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Keep in touch.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, my brother.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.